Welcome back. We're looking at Doctrine Covenants chapter 3, see whether or not this book came from God or not. And so I want to read the historical context of this chapter. It says it was a revelation given to Joseph Smith, the prophet, Harmony, Pennsylvania, July 1828, relating to the loss of 116 pages of manuscript translated from the first part of the Book of Mormon, which was called the Book of Lehi. The prophet had reluctantly allowed these pages to pass from his custody to that of Martin Harris, who had served for a brief period as a scribe in the translation of the Book of Mormon. The revelation was given through the Urim and Thummim. And so I give you here verses 1 through 5 that you can look at, see where those biblical quotations come from. Here's verses 6 through 10, as you can see here. 11 through 15, I did not find any. 16 through 20, there are some. And regarding now, I want to look at what was said about the lost manuscript of the Book of Mormon. This is actually found on the official LDS website. And this is what they say. It says, in June 1828, Joseph Smith reluctantly allowed his scribe, Martin Harris, to borrow 116 pages of the original Book of Mormon manuscript. Harris promised to guard the pages and show them only to certain family members, but the pages soon disappeared and have never been recovered. Joseph sought divine guidance on how to proceed with the rest of the translation and learned by revelation how to complete the Book of Mormon translation without revisiting the text contained in the missing manuscript. And you actually can find a little bit of the background in this in what's called the preface of the original Book of Mormon. This is found on josephsmithpapers.com. I would urge you to, if you like, please, stop the video and read this for yourself and see what it says. Here's the second part of it. And we also see that even Joseph Smith's mother, who wrote a biography of her son, even recorded what happened between Joseph Smith and Martin Harris in regards to the loss of the 116 pages, which is found at pages 136 to 145. And so I would urge you just to stop the video, read these for yourself. I'm going to leave these slides up just for a little bit, and you can read the rest of them. Now, I want to state that Doctrine Covenants 10 does have, it talks about the same episode. And so it says, for behold, those who stole the manuscript, shall not accomplish their evil designs in lying against these words. For behold, if you should bring forth the same words, they will say that you have lied, and that you have pretended to translate, but that you have contradicted yourself. So I just want to remind us what's going on here. So here, Joseph Smith, he's translating the Book of Mormon. He's got 116 pages done. He reluctantly gives them to Martin Harris, and sadly, those pages fall into the hands of the enemies of Joseph Smith, which probably was Lucy Harris. And the accusations made, well, for behold, if you should bring forth the same words, the enemies will say that you have lied and that you pretended to translate, but that you contradicted yourself. And that's very interesting, because what would be really the problem with Joseph Smith retranslating those same words? I want us to think about this, because when you go to the book of Jeremiah 36, you'll find the historical account where Jehoiakim actually burned the scroll of Jeremiah. And what took place? And I want to leave these verses up here, Jeremiah 36, 20 through 32, and you can read this yourself. We know that Jehoiakim cut up the scroll and he burned it. Now, this is very interesting what you read about down here in verse 32. It says, then Jeremiah took another scroll and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote on it at the instruction of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim king of Judah had burned in the fire. And besides, there were added to them many similar words. So, what I'm trying to say to you, friends, is what would be wrong with Jeremiah? Was it any problem for Jeremiah to give the words of the Lord again? No, it wasn't. No problem at all. In fact, it was the same words, but even God added additional words of his own. And so I want us to think about that. When you think about, what would be the problem with Joseph Smith retranslating the same words? Okay, so let's say that the enemies of Joseph Smith did alter the words. And then they're going to say, see, you're contradicted, Joseph Smith. Well, that is where Joseph Smith, if he was a true prophet of God, he could perform a miracle, and he could show that, this, what he was confirming was indeed the genuine Word of God. And to back up this is Deuteronomy 13:1-5. It says, if there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and he gives you a sign or a wonder, and the sign or wonder comes to pass, of which he spoke to you, saying, let us go after other gods, which you have not known, let us serve them, you shall not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. So notice the tests of a true prophet. First, a genuine prophet could perform a miracle, but also a genuine prophet had to be consistent with previous revelation that was given, of which we see Joseph Smith, he needed to perform a miracle, nor was he consistent with previous revelation of the Old Testament and New Testament. And so we see is the case that why is the case that Joseph Smith probably did not retranslate those words? It's because he did not have access to the original revised Spalding manuscript, which I've talked about in our other series on where did the Book of Mormon originate. And I advise you to listen to that series for more information on that. And so I hope this shows you, it shows you the case of why we don't believe Doctrine and Covenants. And if you're a Latter-day Saint, I would really want to urge you to study with me. I want to show you what the Bible teaches on how to become a Christian. It's very simple, and to know about the Church of the Bible and to know about the true Jesus. I'm just very thankful that you studied with me today, and I would urge you, please contact me in the comments. I'd be glad to do so. I really appreciate being with you today. Thank you.